In every family, almost everyone has old toothbrushes after a period of use. Usually we will throw them away without thinking much. But did you know, those little brushes are actually very useful if used properly? Today, I want to share with you some simple but extremely practical tips to help turn old toothbrushes into multi-purpose cleaning tools in the house. No need to buy new tools, no extra cost, just a little creativity and a few minutes, you will see surprising results. But instead of throwing them in the trash, I decided to keep them to try. Can we revive these toothbrushes to do something useful? And the answer is absolutely. The hairdryer is a familiar item in many families, especially for those who have long hair or often style their hair. However, after a period of use, have you noticed that the end of the dryer, where the round mesh is located, the place where the air is sucked in, is very susceptible to dust and dirt? Many people do not pay attention to this part because they think it does not affect anything. But in fact, if too much dust accumulates, the dryer will work less well, blow weaker, heat up quickly, and can even damage the internal motor. That is why cleaning the end of the dryer is very important. At this time, an old toothbrush will show its wonderful effect. I use an old toothbrush, the type with a small head, moderately soft bristles, and start gently brushing around the mesh at the end of the dryer. You can hold the dryer upside down, hold it firmly with one hand, and rotate the brush in a circular motion with the other hand to sweep away the dust around the small holes. If the dust is too much or stubborn, you can spray a light layer of water or use a dust brush first, then use a brush to handle the rest. This only takes less than 1 minute, but the machine will be cleaner. The wind flow will be stronger and more even, helping you to use the machine safely and for a long time. This is a small tip, but can really prolong the life of the hairdryer, especially when you use it often without having time to clean it regularly. Tip 2. Clean the comb. Gently but extremely effectively. Combs are an item that almost everyone uses every day, but few people realize that combs also need to be cleaned regularly, especially between the comb teeth. After a period of use, dirt, oil from the scalp, hair loss, and even dead cells all stick to the comb, forming black layers or hard dirt, which looks unhygienic and is not good for the hair and scalp. Normally, washing with water or using your hands to remove hair is just the first step, not enough to deeply clean the small gaps between the comb teeth. This is when an old toothbrush will come in handy. Now I prepare some hand soap, shampoo, or dish soap, all of which can be used because they have mild cleaning properties. I put a few drops on the old toothbrush, then start gently brushing into the gaps between the comb teeth. With a small brush head, I can easily get into each small groove, brushing along the direction of the comb teeth to remove dirt that has accumulated over time. If it is a thick or tight-toothed comb, I tilt the brush or apply light pressure to make sure I don't miss anything. While brushing, you will see each layer of foam gradually turning opaque grey. That is dirt and oil being pulled out. After brushing both sides, I rinse the comb under strong water and can use my hand to gently stroke to remove the foam and dirt. After just a few minutes, the comb looks clean as new. No more dust, no more bad smell. When using it again, it feels much more comfortable and hygienic. This tip is especially effective with plastic combs, wide-toothed combs, or styling combs with many narrow slots. Types that get dirty easily, but are difficult to clean with just your hands. Tip 3. Clean plastic cups and teacups with yellow residue. Have you noticed? Plastic cups or teacups used for a long time often have yellow stains or residue on the bottom and around the sides of the cup, especially when you use them to drink tea, coffee, or dark fruit juice. After a while, these stains are not easy to clean with bare hands or a regular sponge. In this case, An old toothbrush is an extremely effective tool. First, I put a little dishwashing liquid or baking soda directly on the brush. If the stains are too stubborn, you can add a little white vinegar or lemon, natural substances that have very good cleaning and deodorizing properties. Then, I use the brush to brush in a circular motion on the bottom and sides of the cup, especially the areas that are yellow or dark brown. Thanks to the small and easy-to-control brush head, I can reach narrow areas or deep corners where sponges are difficult to reach. I continued to brush evenly, without using too much force, just steady and patient. After just 1 minute, the residue began to peel off. The cup surface became shiny and clear again. Finally, I rinsed it with clean water and let it dry. This tip helps you keep your cup clean, odor-free, and especially increases the durability of plastic cups used for many years. With an old brush, you have made washing cups easier and more effective than ever. Tip 4. Recycle a toothbrush. Clean the sink to make it shine like new. After a few months of use, the toothbrush will often have a split head and spread out bristles, making it unusable for brushing teeth. However, instead of throwing it away, you can completely turn it into an extremely useful small brush, especially for cleaning the sink, a place where grease and bacteria easily stick. First, I took scissors and trimmed the bristles of the brush, cutting off the spread-out bristles to create a slimmer, more sturdy shape, making it easier to control when scrubbing hard. If the bristles are still a bit soft, you can soak them in hot water for about 30 seconds, then let them dry. The bristles will become more flexible and easier to control. Then, use this old brush to scrub dirty areas, such as drains, stainless steel edges, and small corners that are often forgotten. These are the places where grease and leftover food accumulate after each dishwashing. On the first pass, I just use water to clean the dust and light stains. On the second pass, I add a little dishwashing liquid or baking soda to the brush head. Continue to scrub more thoroughly, especially the drain and rubber rims, where unpleasant odors often occur. Finally, I wash the top of the sink. Using an old brush to scrub is not only cost-effective, but also very effective for small, narrow areas that cannot be reached with a sponge or hand. So with just a few old toothbrushes that seem useless and about to be thrown away, we can turn them into extremely useful cleaning tools in our daily lives. From cleaning the end of a hairdryer, cleaning a comb, removing residue in a plastic cup, to thoroughly cleaning hidden corners in the sink, each little tip brings clear results, helping to save time, money, and cleaning effort. Not only that, reusing used items is also a practical way for us to protect the environment, reduce plastic waste, and raise awareness of green living. Sometimes, ingenuity and creativity come from the simplest items around us. If you're about to throw away an old toothbrush, stop for a moment. Who knows, it might be a great assistant in tomorrow's cleaning job. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. If you find today's tips useful, don't forget to like, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel to support me to have more motivation to make more videos. If you also have any other good tips with old toothbrushes, please comment below. I really want to learn more from you.